Thomas Osula, essay library service to the Executive Secretary, NALTF, Mrs. Aminchi Thomas Osula. Thank you. Welcome. Right now, I would like to call upon Barrister Andikan Umo to give us an overview of the Academy, how everything has gone in this wonderful cohort. Barrister Andikan, I'm waiting for you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Andy Kanumor, and I would like to start by recognizing our special guest. Thank you very much for coming. In the presence of, representing the Senate President, Senator Ireti, thank you very much for coming. Ambassador Patrick Elgoff, thank you for coming. Deputy Speaker, represented by the Depot, thank you for coming. And of course, my founder, my CEO, the very woman who has made this possible. In fact, this idea, when it came, I said, Chief, this is mind-blowing. And I remember being so excited that day, and I sort of started lobbying to be the person on this project. So that I ended up being on this project was a blessing, and it's truly an honor. Thank you so much, Chief Osasu. Thank you. My name is Andy Kanigan, and I am the advocacy and programs lead at TOS Foundation Africa. I'm just going to be giving a brief overview of the program, especially for people who haven't heard about the program before, our special guests, our guests of the participants, and our partners. So the program was a 6 weeks intensive program, and it basically is the TOS Foundation flagship Women's Political Leadership Development Program, established and supported by the Embassy of Switzerland in Abuja. It was designed to address one of the most persistent gaps in Nigeria, which is the low representation of women in both elected and appointive governance positions. It was not a sensitization workshop. It wasn't one of those 2 hours workshop, no discredit to them. However, it was not a conference either, but it was intensive, well-structured, and expert-led. It was led by over 22 facilitators across different sectors. We had people from the legislative arm of the government, we had people from civil society, we had people from private sector, we had politicians coming to come and tell our participants the real what is happening on the field and what they're going to be seeing in real life. So this program was very intensive, very extensive as well. It started off with over 20, we had a number of applications. It was a rigorous process. We had a tough time selecting our participants. However, we ended up with about 25 of them starting this program. And due to the intensiveness of the program, we have only about 17 graduating here today. Please, let's give them a round of applause. So we covered topics like women, power and the Constitution, fundraising and political capital, building your political brand, budgeting and constituency projects, and we also had practical simulations such as media simulations, campaign, them giving their speeches. We had women who have never spoken before holding microphones, standing in a room and showing us a different side which this program brought out of them. It was very amazing to see and watch. So our participants are, there were 25 women who came from over 25 states in Nigeria. And they were selected through a very competitive application process. And they represent a cross-section of women in governance, including civil society leaders, entrepreneurs, community organizers, advocates, and women who have previously contested election. However, what united them was the demonstrated commitment to public service and readiness to invest seriously in their own leadership development. So over 6 weeks, these women were challenged to think differently about power, about identity, and about what political leadership in Nigeria actually requires. They delivered floor speeches, they wrote debated policy proposals, and they presented constituency project plans. They pitched their own political journeys before a panel, and they were judged. And then they walked into the National Assembly, where they sat in the same chambers where they want to be in the next couple of years. We're all rooting for you. Where Nigerian laws are made, not as visitors, but women who are preparing to come back to those seats. The Institute is designed to run periodically. And our goal is to train as much women as we can to create a sustainable pipeline of politically prepared women leaders ready to serve at every level of Nigeria's governance structure. We're building towards a formalized permanent partnership, and we're investing in our alumni network so these women who graduate today will continue to grow, mentor, and open doors for those who come behind them. Nigeria does not have a shortage of capable women. It has a shortage of systems designed to prepare and position them. Her Leadership Academy is that system. Thank you very much.
Barrister Nikan is Advocacy Lead TOS Group. She's the project lead Hercademy Leadership Institute. Please, once again, a round of applause for Barrister Nikan. Thank you. Right now, we will take the keynote from our partner, Ambassador Patrick Egloff. Please welcome Ambassador Patrick Egloff. I don't feel like I'm rushing it.
Madam Senator, Mr. Deputy Chief of Staff of the Deputy Speaker, TOS Foundation Africa Leadership, Chief Osasu, Nathaniel, facilitators, and most importantly, dear graduating cohort of the Hercademy Legislative Mentorship Program, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a true honor and a pleasure to join you today. And it actually all started here. It all started here in this beautiful building. It all started here in this room. And to be very, very precise, it all started at this table where Chief Osasu is sitting and on those seats. That's why we've chosen those seats again. And it all started here a bit more than a year ago when Deputy Speaker Honorable Benjamin Kalu invited the diplomatic community for a briefing on the constitutional review process. I was rather new to Nigeria, and it was one of my first public appearances. It was a young and passionate female leader who gave a brilliant speech about the reserved seat bill and the need for political participation of women in order to make and political decision-making more inclusive and to strengthen political institutions in Nigeria. And I was privileged, by coincidence, to sit next to this brilliant female leader, Chief Osasu. And we started a conversation. We started a conversation about political participation of women in Switzerland and in Nigeria. I was surprised to learn that only 4% of parliamentarians in Nigeria are women. And I shared a story about political participation in Switzerland. When 55 years ago, women got the right to vote, which was relatively late for European standards. in 71. And from 71, they started a journey of increased political participation, and we're not where we should be, but we're at about 40% of parliamentarians in Switzerland are women. And this journey definitely had to, and the fact that 30% of parliamentarians are women definitely led to more inclusive political decision making and to stronger political institutions in Switzerland. But not only in parliament, also in public offices, the participation of women in important functions has increased. For instance, in my career as diplomats today, 40% of Swiss diplomats are women. 15 years ago, it was only 10%. We're still a bit low with ambassadors, but still 30% of Swiss ambassadors are women, compared to much less than 10% 15 years ago. And this is not a coincidence, what happened in Switzerland. This is a result of both targeted policies in recruitment, in training, targeted policies that put gender equality at its core. And it's a result of preparation, of better preparation for women. Because you have to be prepared when opportunities arise. And opportunities do and will arise. So Chief Osasu, after this conversation, and we agreed that we should join forces, the Embassy of Switzerland and TOS Foundation, to better prepare women for a professional career in politics or in public administration through training and mentoring. And today, I have the huge privilege to see the fruit, the result of the seed that was planted only 1 year ago. This graduation ceremony today is not merely a graduation ceremony. It is a milestone. It is a statement. It is a statement that leadership can be nurtured intentionally. It is a statement that democracy becomes stronger when women are fully represented within it. And it is a statement that the future of governance in Nigeria must include more competent, courageous, and well-prepared women at every decision-making level. I would like to sincerely thank TOS Foundation for the important work. And we've heard about work that has been done over the past month. Important work to advance women's leadership, democratic participation, and inclusive governance in Nigeria. To the graduation cohort, let me simply say, well done and congratulations. Over the last 6 weeks, you invested your time, intellect, and energy into something that will outlast this ceremony. You sharpened your understanding of leadership, governance, policy, and legislative engagement. You participated in trainings, mentorship sessions, and policy discussions designed to prepare you for meaningful participation in public life. This commitment is deeply, because leadership is almost always the result of preparation meeting opportunity. And preparation is exactly what this program represents. This is why initiatives such as this Hercademy Leadership Institute are so important. They create pathways for women to move from aspiration to participation. Switzerland strongly believes that gender equality and inclusion is a cornerstone of democratic governance. Democracy does not merely tolerate diverse voices, it depends on diversity, and it depends on these diverse voices. When people are excluded from civil life, whether by gender, geography, or structural barriers, the entire democratic system is weakened, trust erodes, and the gap between citizens and institutions widens in ways that are difficult to repair. Countries thrive when diverse voices are represented in policy conversations. Democracies become healthier when women, young people, and underrepresented communities are not merely spoken about, but when they're actually on the table and they participate in the discussion, they make their voices heard, and they participate actively in the shaping and taking of decisions. A nation cannot reach its full potential when half of its population faces systemic barriers to leadership. And this is why Switzerland remains committed globally, and also here in Nigeria, we remain committed to supporting initiatives that strengthen democratic participation, gender inclusion, civic engagement, and institutional development. Our funding for the Hercademy Leadership Institute is one expression of this commitment. It is a deliberate investment in the people who will carry these values into Nigeria's governance structures in the years ahead. Dear graduates, as you leave this program, you're stepping into a world that can sometimes feel discouraging. Politics can appear, and actually is, difficult. Public life can demand resilience. And leadership itself often comes with scrutiny, sacrifice, and setbacks. Yet history reminds us that meaningful change has almost never been driven by those who waited for the perfect moment and for the perfect conditions in place. Progress is often carried forward by people who choose to participate anyway. People who remain committed even when the work is hard. People who continue showing up. And I hope, and I know, and I trust that you will be amongst these people. And it won't always be easy. There will be setbacks. You will be questioned. And you will have to ask, most likely, too many more questions than your male colleagues. And let me share a small personal anecdote. I met my wonderful wife at work in the diplomatic service. We worked many years together, and we both became ambassadors. So she's one of the 30% Swiss ambassadors. That's why she's not with us today, because she's serving as the first female Swiss ambassador to the Holy See in Rome. We worked many years in job sharing. And she was questioned much more than I was, especially when we had a group of men in a working environment. We tested our colleagues. We prepared what we were going to say. One day I made the point, it was easily accepted. Another day she would make the point that I would have made it the same way. And it was questioned. So be prepared for this. There is a lot of bias. There's conscious bias. And probably more difficult to deal with is the unconscious bias. There are moments when you might want to give up. There are moments that will be frustrating. And in these moments, think back at this moment today of your graduation. And be aware of all the things that you've been taught and all the tools you have at both. And make your way. Make find your way and always know that you have all that it takes successful in the path that you want to go. The future needs women who can lead with both competence and integrity. Women who understand policy but also understand people. Women who can negotiate, build coalitions, and inspire trust. Women who can disagree without division and understand that dialogue is not a sign of weakness, but an engine of a democratic progress. To the mentors and facilitators, program coordinators and partners who have invested in these young women, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your experiences, because transformative leadership development does not happen in isolation. It requires an ecosystem of support, encouragement, and intentional investment. I particularly commend the TOS Foundation Africa and, of course, Chief Osasu for recognizing that sustainable democratic progress requires long-term work. Not one-off conversations, but a continuous institution building and the leadership cultivation over time. To the National Assembly, representatives and stakeholders present here today, your support matters greatly. Young women entering governance need access. They need mentorship and opportunity. And importantly, they need institutions willing to genuinely welcome new voices into spaces where dialogue happens and where decisions are made. And most importantly, to the graduating cohort, remain curious, courageous, and principled, and remain engaged. Do not underestimate the influence of consistency and the power of preparation, and do not underestimate the importance of your voice. Nigeria's democratic future will not only be shaped by institutions alone, it will be shaped by the people willing to strengthen them, people willing to widen the circle of participation, to build bridges across differences, to demand accountability, and to earn trust through every decision they make in public life. Let this graduation, therefore, not be an end of a chapter. It's a beginning. It's a beginning of a hopeful journey. It's a beginning of a greater civic participation. It's a beginning of intentional, accountable leadership. It's a beginning of networks and collaborations that will outlive this program. And it is a beginning of a generation of women determined not only to enter rooms where decisions are made, but to ensure that those rooms are more inclusive, more representative, and more worthy of the trust placed in them. Switzerland is proud to have played a part in this beginning. And on behalf of Switzerland, I congratulate every graduate here today. Well done, indeed. We don't just celebrate what you have finished today, we celebrate with you what is going to come. Thank you very much.
You can continue the clap while the ambassador makes his way to his seat. So while the ambassador was making his speech, his keynote speech, we welcome the Deputy High Commissioner, British High Commission, Her Excellency Jill Lever, OBE. Please welcome. Also in our midst is INEC representatives. You know, we can't we can't have conversations around politics and elections without INEC, the umpire, being present in our midst. So INEC is ably represented here by a deputy director at INEC, and she's representing the INEC chairman himself, Professor Joash Amukpita, SAN, and representing him here is Mrs. Please pardon me, madam, if I mispronounce your name. I'm not really familiar with this. Mrs. Akaya Mbadon. She's a deputy director at INEC Nigeria. Please, ma, can you teach me how to pronounce this name so I can say it right? I said it the right way. A round of applause for me, please. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. I also want to welcome friends and family members of our graduates here present. Majority of them are sitting on this side of the room. Welcome, thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for yourself. All right, yeah, we have 2 more keynote speeches. We can't have this many important personalities among us without taking remarks from them. So I'm going to move on to the representative of the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, is represented here again by Mr. Todu Oma. We're going to take the keynote speech. Please welcome Mr. Todu Oma.
The President of the Senate, right, the distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, represented by the Senator representing the FCT, Senator Reti Kingibe, the Swiss Ambassador to Nigeria, Ambassador Patrick Egloff. I'm correct, right? Good. All right, thank you. Of course, my sister, Chief Osasu Oguche, the chairperson and founder of her Hercademy Leadership Institute, and my brother, Mr. Oguche. And of course, I want to also welcome every visitor, those who are here to honor the graduates. And of course, and very importantly, I want to recognize all the graduates for coming, and we are here to celebrate you, so put your hands together for yourselves. As you all know, we are in a season where primaries are currently ongoing, and my principal, the Deputy Speaker, would have loved, in fact, he prepared his speech, and he wanted to deliver that speech personally. But unfortunately, as we speak, the APC primaries are ongoing, starting from today throughout next week. And for that reason, he can't be here in person, but he has asked me to read his speech, this very important event. So in a few minutes, you'll be, although my voice, but what I'll be reading will be the speech of the Deputy Speaker. So I want to begin by saying it's a profound honor to stand before you today at this landmark milestone, the graduation of the inaugural cohort of the Hercademy Leadership Institute. Today is not just a celebration of completed coursework, it is a testament to the transformative power of intentional leadership development. To our graduates, you are the pioneers of a movement designed to close the representation gap in Nigeria's legislative institutions. You are among the first of many. Congratulations. As the great African proverb reminds us, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I would like to add this by saying, if you want to go far, go together with women. Today, we are choosing to go far by ensuring that our women are an integral part of this national journey. Our nation's democratic journey is at a defining moment. While we have made strides, the reality remains that women continue to experience low representation in governance and parliamentary leadership. This gap is not due to a lack of talent. As you can see, we have a lot of talented women in the house here. Our senator, of course, you can agree, she's a talented woman. But rather, limited access to mentorship, political leadership, political education, and institutional support. In 1968, Shirley Chisholm, who was the first black woman to be elected in the United States Congress, said, and I quote, "If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair," end of quote. In like the Hercademy Leadership Mentorship Program were created specifically to address these gaps. It gives you that leverage to come along with that folding chair, so to speak. And what's the folding chair? It's your grit, your passion, your determination, and your drive. You also bring the technical capacity to hold that seat. Now, the Deputy Speaker speaking now, and he said, "I saw firsthand when many of you sat in the gallery during the plenary sessions I presided over. You were not just observers, you were students of the gavel, preparing for the day you will occupy those seats yourself." Can I hear amen? Over the last 6 weeks, you have moved beyond theory to engage in practical real-world policy analysis, legislative simulations, and direct mentorships with experienced leaders. For me, supporting women in leadership is not just a matter of political correctness. It's a matter of strategic national interest and national necessity. My sponsorship of the Reserved Seats Bill is not a gesture of charity. It's a calculative legislative investment in Nigeria's stability. It is rooted in a firm belief that a democracy cannot truly flourish when more than half of its population is underrepresented in the rooms where decisions are made. A bird cannot fly with one wing, and a nation cannot thrive by silencing half of its intellect. We are shifting from the era of participation to the era of parity and power. I am reminded of the words of G.D. Anderson, an Australian feminist writer and activist. She said, and I quote, "Feminism isn't about making women strong. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives that strength," end of quote. In the 10th House of Representatives, we have been intentional about pushing for legislative frameworks that lower the barriers for women. From my consistent advocacy for the Reserved Seats Bill to advocating for gender-sensitive budgeting, my goal remains to ensure that the path to leadership is paved with equity. Empowerment is not a gift to women. It is a right we must secure to ensure the sustainable development of our country by fostering an environment where merit and gender inclusivity coexist. We are not just helping women, we are actually helping Nigeria. Now, looking at the backgrounds of the women graduating today, I see an incredible pool of diversity, of skill and purpose. Here today we have administrative professionals who understand the complex office ecosystems that keep our corporate and governmental structures running. We have public servants who bring their respective expertise with a deep commitment to gender equality. We also have strategic communicators who bridge the gap between complex policy and public engagement. We have community organizers and media executives who ensure that the voices of the people are both heard and represented. This is a confident and capable leaders Nigeria needs today. As we celebrate your diversity, remember the words of Maya Angelou. She said, and I quote, "Each time a woman stands up for herself, without knowing it possibly, without claiming it, she stands for all women." End of quote. Fellow graduates, or my graduates, or graduates, as you step out of this institute, your charge is to participate meaningfully in public life. You have been equipped with the political acumen and strategic skills required to navigate elections, political negotiations, and policy making. Remember that the degree of your impact will be measured by your ability to translate this training into tangible outcomes. The 2027 cycle and the ongoing constitutional reviews are not distant events. They are your immediate arenas. My office, the Office of the Deputy Speaker, was proud to support your journey by hosting participants for legislative internship, and its doors remain open for those ready to do the heavy lifting of governance. We in the Office of the Deputy Speaker, we saw firsthand your commitment. We saw your professionalism, and we saw your readiness to contribute to nation building. Do not let that momentum stop here. Whether you are aiming for Parliament in 2027 or seeking to influence policy from civil society, remember, inclusive governance is essential for responsive and sustainable national development. In conclusion, I want to specially commend TOS Foundation Africa and the Embassy of Switzerland for their vision in establishing this institute. By building this national pipeline of female leaders, you are strengthening the very foundation of our democracy. To the graduates, your voices, shaped by this experience, are exactly what Nigeria needs as you step into public life. I'll leave you with the words of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She said, and I quote, "If your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough." End of quote. Therefore, I urge you all, dream big for Nigeria. Dream big for yourselves. Dream big for the generation of women who will follow in your footsteps. Go forth now with confidence, lead with integrity, and help us shape a more inclusive future for our dear nation, Nigeria. Congratulations to the class of 2026. Thank you, and God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. Oh.
That was a wonderful speech. If you agree with me, could you give him another round of applause? Thank you very much. Yeah. when the deputy speaker, I would say the deputy speaker because it's actually the deputy speaker that just gave that speech now. And when he said, my graduates, yeah, he actually meant that as much as our graduates today at TOS Foundation, Embassy of Switzerland in Nigerian graduates, they are also the Deputy Speaker's graduates. He gave us all the support. The Office of the Deputy Speaker gave us all the support needed during the course of the training. Once again, a round of applause for the Office of the Deputy Speaker. Here, our keynote speeches continue. Right now, I want to call on the Senate President, represented by Senator Ireti Kingibe, Senator representing FCT.
I am here wearing two caps. One, I'm representing the Senate President, and two, in my capacity as the Senate Chairperson for Women Affairs. So I will talk to you both as his representative and somebody who is very, very passionate about women inclusion in everything. The founder of TOS Foundation Africa, Chief Osasu Igbenedion Oguche, His Excellency Ambassador Patrick Egloff, the Ambassador of Switzerland to Nigeria, Her Excellency Jill Lever, the British Deputy High Commissioner. Pardon? I can promote you. I see you so much more than him. The Deputy High Commissioner, British High Commissioner, the representative of the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, distinguished senators and honorable members of representatives here present, the graduating class of Hercademy Leadership Institutes, ladies and gentlemen and ladies of the press, good morning. It is an honor to stand before you today, representing the Senate President to witness his landmark moment. And also, I'm really, as the Chairperson of Women Affairs, to see these young women graduating. When we talk about nation building, we often speak in abstracts of policies, of laws, and budgets. But today, standing in this room, we see the true heartbeat of nation building, the intentional preparation of its people. I want to extend my deepest commendation to the TOS Foundation Africa and the Hercademy Leadership Institute to launch a specialized legislative mentorship program at this defining moment in our democratic journey. Is more than an initiative, it's a vital intervention. We must be realistic about the mountain we are climbing. In Nigeria today, women constitute nearly 50% of our population, yet we remain startlingly underrepresented in the rooms where decisions are made. In the 10th National Assembly, women occupy just 3.67% of the seats. Only 4 out of 109 senators and 16 out of 360 House of Representatives. This is not just a women's issue. It is a democratic emergency. When 50% of the population is sidelined, the nation operates at half capacity. We lose the unique perspective on security, education, health, economic stability that women lead with so effectively in their communities. Women are empathic, they're kinder, when it comes to security situations, women don't opt to fight. They opt for other solutions. And I'm digressing a little bit because we have such a major insecurity issue in the country, and I believe if there were more women in policy making, we would have solved it by now. Why does Hercademy matter? Because the political field is often a maze without a map for women. Mentorship bridges the confidence gap. Legislative stimulation builds the technical capacity to navigate the complex corridors of the National Assembly. Strategic networking ensures that when you step into the room, you are not just a spectator, but a power player ready to negotiate. Hopefully, they have taught you what some of us had to learn on the field, which is sometimes when you walk into a room and you need to talk to a room full of people, you look at them and you're petrified and you're tongue-tied. I know you are not going to be tongue-tied because they've taught you to overcome that. To the graduates, you have spent 6 weeks moving from aspiring to prepared. You are now equipped with the political acumen and strategic skills that many veterans politicians spend decades learning through trial and error. The TOS Foundation and her academic leadership, as you conclude this inaugural cohort, I offer 3 recommendations for the road ahead. 1, institutionalize an alumni advocacy hub. Do not let this moment end today. Create a digital or physical repository where these graduates can continue to access bill drafts, policy briefs, and peer support as they move towards the 2027 elections and beyond. Broaden the partnership with political parties. The reserve seat conversation is ongoing, but the immediate barrier is often the party primaries. I encourage you to engage directly with party chairmen to create Hercademy certified pathways for female aspirants. 2027 is already upon us, and anybody who has not joined a political party or collected a form by now is almost too late. But there's no rush. You're young. There's still plenty of time and plenty of positions. Localize the impact. While Abuja is the seat of power, the real grassroots work is in the state houses of assembly. I urge you to look towards satellite cohorts in 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory, particularly in those 15 states that currently have 0 female representation. To the graduating class, look at the woman sitting next to you, on your left and on your right. You are not just classmates. You are a legislative caucus in the waiting. The pathway to leadership in Nigeria is rarely paved with rose petals. You will face gatekeepers. You will encounter stereotypes. You may even be pressured to step aside. You know, when women speak up, when a man is advocating for an issue, he is proactive. When a woman is advocating for the same issue, she is troublesome. So you have to develop a thick skin. There are so many things that are going to be done to you that you want to cry. As long as the men do not cry, you are also not going to cry. You are going to stand there, face it, and give back as good as you get. Remember, leadership is not given. It is taken through competence, consistency, and courage. You have the tools, you have the network, and you have the right to lead. As the chairperson of the Senate Committee on Women Affairs, I do not just offer you words, I offer you my partnership. My commitment to you is twofold. My office will remain an open door for this cohort. We are ready to review your policies. We are ready to review your policy analysis and integration of fresh perspectives into legislative agenda. Second, I will continue to champion the reserved seats for Women Bill and other gender-responsive legislation to ensure that the representation gap Hercademy is closing becomes a permanent bridge. My charge to you, graduates, is to go back to your constituencies, organize, speak, and lead. You do not have to be actually holding a political office to be a leader. There's so much you do within your community that gives you the recognition of already being a leader. So I want you, especially those of you who are not running for political office at the moment, to go back there and start to lead. Do not wait for an invitation to the table. Build your own table and invite the nation to join you. Congratulations to the inaugural cohort of the Hercademy Leadership Institute. Your time has come, and I am hopeful you will get to the top and lead this nation too. God bless all of you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Another very wonderful speech that could only have come from the Senate. Another round of applause for Senator Ireti Kingibe. Thank you very much, Ma. Now, I believe we need to be entertained a little bit. And we have a wonderful poet here to give us a bit of entertainment. So for our entertainment break, I want to call upon Elizabeth Umoru for a spoken word session.
I know women who are read off as pillars in history. Women like Queen Amina. I know she created trade routes throughout northern Nigeria, stood in defense of her people, became the first woman warrior of the Hausas, and the inspiration behind the US-American TV series. I'm sure a few of us have heard about Zina the Warrior Princess. Women like Funmilayo Ransom Kuti. I know how she shook colonial walls, how she fought, spoke, and walked with the courage of many. Ladi Kwali, the first and only woman to be featured on the Nigerian currency. I know women like Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, not a president, but a leader of thought. Turned her pen into a tool, turned stories into advocacy. Margaret Ekbo, NLB. Go on and name them, and you see, we will not run out of names, for there are women whose names resound like echoes. Women reshaping the systems, rewriting the norms, breaking down the walls of patriarchy, taking up spaces, seats. Women who are speaking policies into life and giving their lives to its cause. Yet, when the table is set for a leader to speak, patriarchy will speak first. It will hand cutleries to the women, ask them to observe table manners, silence. To be a woman here is to be taught the culture of silence. even when we have seen women find their feet in this ground, seen women stand against the culture of silence and misogyny. Yet, patriarchy is what happens when when the system judges you by your gender before your ability. Patriarchy is what happens when one woman says to another to be feminine enough to take a step back, to be second-class citizens. But women have been building capacity long before now, from the marketplaces to the president's seats, from Wanyerua to Ellen Johnson. So let tomorrow come and let the future know that women will always be ready. So when you speak, do not hold a whisper in your nose. Breathe. Your nostrils are bowels full of life. Unroll your tongue. Reel out words like a slave at the taste of freedom. Find your way to the next street, next record, next magazine. Make it bang. Stretch your kinky. Make it spell beauty. Afros as thick as your resilience. Plump bodies from the stories you were fed that did not kill you. Make music from drum beats, claps, snaps, from voices that turn breaking backs and shuffled legs into dance moves. Make them learn your name, Huda Bassi, Ellen Johnson. Make the next hashtag that causes a crack. Make magic. This is how to be a woman.
Well done. Well done. We move on to the next thing. In fact, for the very first time, we want to hear from the graduates themselves, and their representative is going to come here to give us the valedictory speech. So I would like to call on Ms. Blessing Amajama for the valedictory speech. You don't want to clap for her a little bit more?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, I think I'll be the first person to be standing on an existing protocol. I have just 10 minutes, and I do not intend to abuse it. Like a good politician, I do not intend to abuse public funds. So, good day, distinguished guests, respected members of the TOS community, the founder, proud parents and relatives, and my fellow graduates. It is an honor, a big honor, to stand before you today and to be giving this speech as we celebrate our graduation from the first cohorts of Academic Leadership Institutes. Please clap for yourselves. So when I got the call yesterday to be giving this speech, I was taken aback to the first time I heard the phone call inviting me, being selected for this program. And still through that same emotion, like many of all this fellowship we have around, I thought this was just one of them to mark attendance and to go back. But the first day of the lecture, I saw Dr. Osasui. And this is one of the key players when it comes to feminine gender equality. And the rollout of facilitators just kept coming in. Competent, amazing. People that were not just picked, they were researched to give their best, to give what they need to give for women like us. I want to say thank you. Thank you at this time is not enough, because why will I have to express all my gratitude, all my pleasure with just 2 words? But thank you so much. I would want to say, this is not just the starting. This collecting our certification today is not just the starting of political, it is the starting of women. Women that are prepared, women that have worked towards this, and women that are ready to take over leadership. We have been here for 6 weeks. We have gone through class assignments, discussion, and experience. Something even 100 pages of AI text cannot give us. We have been trained. We have seen it. And I wouldn't say we have seen it all, but for the bigger part of it, I'm sure we are ready. Many of us today are running, and many of us aspire for appointive positions. But I'm glad elections will come and go. But there is one thing we have now, is network. Is in our interest for us to utilize it. And I look at the incredible women I've been privileged to share this journey with. From Alexandra, to Oluwatoyin, to Lucy, to Madam Ebby, to Tenda, to Hadiza, to Ebele Chuku, to Hanatu, to Gracefield, Sophia, and Uche. It is not just about being in class with you. Your stories have shaped me, have shaped all of us, if I will not be inclusive. We have learned from each other in the best of ways. And this is just the beginning. I would also want to thank again the TOS Foundation, the Switzerland Embassy, the people that have made this possible, the House of Representatives, for giving us, for pouring into us, for giving us your time, for believing that we are worth it, and for building us. Thank you. To our families, to our relatives, I know it is not easy. My mother is there at the back, and I'm her only daughter. And I want to be in politics. For families that do not understand us, that somehow try to support us through your prayers, through your sacrifice, through your encouragement. We cannot thank you enough, even though we may disagree sometimes. But you have never let us alone. You have always held our hands with love and correction. We say thank you. To my esteemed graduates again, the star of this event, I'm sure that as we go on, we will carry everything we have learned from this place. We will carry it with high esteem, with integrity, intelligence, and excellence to perform our leadership anywhere, any role, and any task we see ourselves. I want to say again, congratulations, and thank you very much.
The CEO, TOS Group of Companies, and President, Hercademy Leadership Institute, I would like to call upon her to come on stage. Also, I would call upon the chairman, Mr. Nate Oguche, to join her on stage for the presentation of certificates. Please, a round of applause for our chairman, a round of applause, a resounding one. This cohort, they can sing. So I'll call on the graduates one after the other to come. After the first five, I will call upon other dignitaries to join the CEO and our chairman to continue the presentation of certificates. The first graduate I'm calling on is Alexander Longday Yildet. Is she here? Congratulations, long day. Ambassador Bethel Gepe should follow. Yeah, you can call her incoming as well. Incoming. Ambassador Bethel just secured a ticket to contest for a seat at the House of Assembly, Cross River State. So, all our incoming, congratulate her as well. Next is our valedictorian, Miss Blessing Amajama. Next is Mrs. Ebelechuku Ungozika Udechuku. Next, Glory Lion. At this point, I would like to call on Senator Eretike Ngibe to join our CEO for the presentation of the certificates. I want to call on Senator Eretike to join them first. I would also like to call on DCOS, Deputy Chief of Staff, to also join them on stage. Yes, on stage for the presentation of certificates. And the next is Mrs. Ebimoboere Elezianya. Next, Miss Adiza Malumfashi. Next, Miss Hanatu Ibrahim Adamu. Next, Miss Lucy Ojite Aricha. Yeah, before I call on the next person, I would like to release Senator and Deacon and invite to the stage Her Excellency Jill Lever OBE, His Excellency Patrick Egloff, and Her Excellency Mrs. Fatima Abbas. Next graduate, Honorable Oluwatoyin Olabisi Taiwo. Next, Miss Onyiriuka Gracefield. Next, Miss Sophie Uzodimma. Next, Miss Enda Chimelu. Next, Uchechukwu Arinze Miss. And that's last but not the least anyway. Thank you very much, distinguished guests. We would like to leave Ambassador Patrick Egloff and Chief Mrs. Osasu Gbinedion Oguche on stage for the presentation of awards to Outstanding Fellow. Outstanding Fellow Awards. And I mean, as a prelude to this, I believe Chief Osasu would like to make a brief speech.
Now I remember what you're talking about. Hi everyone. I know everyone is busy with their lunch, but at the inauguration of this cohort, we challenged the associates at the time that she who performed exceedingly well beyond our expectations and secured their party nominations for the respective offices they were vying for, be it in the State Assembly or at the National Assembly, will get my personal support. And I want to distinguish my support from that of the foundation, because the foundation can't do that, neither can our partners. But myself, in my capacity as the founder of Hercademy Leadership Institute, were able to do that. So we did pledge to put the sum of 10 million naira to the campaign. So we will be fulfilling that pledge today. to the best graduating fellow. And I don't know who that person is. Well, it seems their picture is on the screen already. Right? I hope, is this? Okay, it is. Bethel.
Hello, everyone. I'm speechless. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, TOS Foundation. Thank you, Switzerland Embassy. Thank you to everyone who has made it happen today. 6 weeks ago, I walked into this training, not knowing what to do, but I had the passion. I had the zeal. I've been working in the field for over a decade ago. But the funding was not there, but the zeal was there. But what I have learned from this training is mind-blowing. And I'll show you, every one of us here, that I will engage more women. I will bring them on board. Every one of us here, my fellow graduates, I appreciate you all for your support and the entire TOS Esteem team. God bless you all. God bless you, Chief Osazu. Without you, I won't be here. You have given us a voice that we can boldly speak at the boardroom, speak at our party secretariat. Before now, I used to be shy. Before now, no boldness to speak among the men because it's intimidating. But from what I learned from here, I could talk to them. I could speak to my team. I can speak to every stakeholder confidently, knowing that Chief Osazu has taught me well. We are a voice. Thank you, ma. God bless you. Generation will not forget you. Nigerian women will not forget you. I will not forget you. Cross River State will not forget you. God bless you, ma. God bless Nigeria. God bless her academy. The best is yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief. Thank you very much, Ambassador. Congratulations, Ambassador Bethel. And good luck in your elections. She almost made me cry, but I refuse to cry. Well, after that celebratory and emotional moment, we're about to go on to another interlude. This time around, we want to walk us through the 6 weeks of toiling, 6 weeks of learning, 6 weeks of intense engagement among graduates and facilitators. Please, we have a short video. Tech, bring it on board. The journey through the Hercademy.
Leadership shapes lives. It determines whose voices are heard and which futures can be protected. When more perspectives are represented, decisions become stronger, communities better served, and democracy operates as a fair, just system.
We have low representation of women in politics. We have less than 5% of women in the National Assembly. In Africa alone, we are one of the lowest. We're supposedly the giants of Africa, and to have this low representation rate of women is alarming.
Ensuring more women join decision-making tables is not simply about ambition. It is an indisputable necessity to promote governance that reflects the realities of all citizens.
The House of Representatives
should be inclusive. Women and men should both be represented in Parliament. So both perspectives, both of men and women, are important, and women bring particularly expertise, particularly sensitivities also to political discussions.
I have witnessed firsthand how women are not being captured, how women are set aside, how women are not really heard.
While civic-centered organizations strive to correct the imbalance and expand spaces for more inclusive leadership through initiatives like the Reserve Seats for Women campaign, one thing becomes clear. We must equally prepare more women not just to participate in politics and lawmaking, but to lead effectively within it. This is the vision behind Hercademy Leadership Institute, a legislative mentorship program sponsored by TOS Foundation in collaboration with the Switzerland Embassy. Hercademy was designed for socially involved women with the passion, commitment, and courage to shape governance and pursue leadership.
A lot of times, when women want to run or vie for political position, they are intimidated right from the get-go. They're scared. They believe that this Herculean task, am I able to do it? And once you mentioned in your application that this is something you're highly passionate about, this is something that you see yourself doing despite the risk, despite the backlash that you'll be receiving for participating in politics, we knew that, you would have the audacity to see this program through till the very end.
The program was created to equip the willing and able with the knowledge, confidence, skills, and stamina leadership demands.
We are in a generation that these initiatives make younger women like myself know that we ought to have a voice, and rather than just speaking, we can go through political participation to actually have a seat on a table and lend our voice to policies that not just shape our lives, but shape even the next generations.
Over the course of 6 weeks, participants were positioned to engage directly with experienced leaders, media professionals, policy experts, and mentors.
I've had such a wonderful time with the Hercademy Fellows on the session, What is your political why? And I think this is the most important, or one of the most important things that every aspiring politician or political office holder or public sector professional needs to answer.
Generally, they are naturals, so it's not just that they are interested in politics and governance and addressing all these challenges that they spoke about, it's that they individually have the natural ability for the spaces, because each of the people that came out to speak were really good speakers.
I like the fact that the cohort was very serious. The people took the lessons seriously. I was happy to share experience, passion, grit, knowledge, garnered over many years with them. I loved their questions, the level of involvement. It was fun, quite enjoyable.
They learned how to speak with confidence, communicate effectively in the media, build strong personal brands, raise support for causes and campaigns, strengthen civic engagement, and deepen their understanding of governance, advocacy, and legislative leadership. Through learning, mentorship, and meaningful conversations, growth began to take shape.
In building your brand, be true to your values, kindness, hard work, learning that your job as a politician is service. It's not the other way around. And once you have that, you already have an authentic brand.
We take pride in the progress made and the potential we have witnessed.
This academy is a channel of positive change. It didn't just train us to contest, it trained us to govern. It trained us to have a better understanding on how we can present our plight.
I have not seen an academy like this. This is first of its kind in Nigeria. From all the cohort members who are here, it's the same message we're saying. This was an exceptional experience.
As we send forth this cohort into the political world, we do so with hope for future competent candidates, future political office holders, future policymakers, and future change makers. Women prepared not only to lead, but to serve. Today, we celebrate more than the completion of a program. We celebrate courage, commitment, and the beginning of leadership journeys that may shape communities policies, and futures for years to come.
I am so proud of each and every single one of you, the tremendous work, effort, sacrifice that you have made to be not just a participant, but an active one in this inaugural cohort. My prayers for you is that the lessons that you have learned in Hercademy would be utilized to vie successfully in the different leadership positions that you're aiming for. I trust that you will lead with integrity, that you will distinguish yourself once you get into Parliament with your wit, with your intelligence, with your resilience and your consistency to legislate with fairness, to ensure equity for all your constituents. I trust that you will be the leader that Nigeria needs, the leader that we all aspire for our great country. I wish you all the best, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you, TOS TV Network, TOS Media, TOS Comms Department for bringing us this. And also thank you, the graduating students, for making yourselves available. Right now, I want to introduce formally and properly the presence of two distinguished individuals in our midst. First is wife of the Speaker, House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and CEO of Fatima Tajuddin Abbas Foundation, Her Excellency Mrs. Fatima Tajuddin Abbas. You're welcome, ma'am. Also, I said properly, I introduced her earlier, but not properly enough. I want to introduce to us that the presidency is here. The President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is here represented by Minister of Education, who is also represented by Mrs. Alisa Balogun. Mrs. Alisa Balogun. Thank you very much. Whatever Mrs. Alisa Balogun says here, it's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that said it. We're going to take remarks, and a couple of remarks. The first we're taking would be from one of our partners, British High Commission, and Deputy British High Commissioner is here present, Mrs. Jill Lever, OBE. Welcome your remarks, please.
So please let me be the second person to stand on existing protocols in the interests of time. It's a real honour to join you today. Let me begin by offering my warm congratulations to TOS Foundation Africa, and in particular to Chief Asasu and her team for the vision, the energy and the commitment that's made Hercademy Leadership and Institute a reality. I'd also like to warmly thank the Embassy of Switzerland, whose support has been instrumental in making this initiative possible. Partnerships like this, grounded in shared values around inclusion, democratic participation and leadership, are essential if we're to sustain long-term change. And bringing this inaugural cohort to graduation is no small achievement, and you should all be immensely proud. To the women graduating today, congratulations. This marks the end of an intensive 6-week journey, and far more importantly, it marks the beginning of what I hope will be a long, courageous and impactful journey in public life and in leadership. And the United Kingdom, as I hope you know from my activity, is a long-standing partner to Nigeria, and to women's political empowerment is central to that partnership. And we believe, and the evidence consistently shows, that when women are meaningfully represented in politics and decision-making, countries govern better. Politics are more inclusive, institutions are more trusted and more accountable, and development outcomes for education, health, economic growth, and peace improve for everyone. And it's surprising, isn't it, that these arguments have to be made, this very, very compelling, that the amount of change that could come by having more women in political life is significant. It should be a no-brainer, as we say. But this belief underpins the UK's support to women's political participation here in Nigeria, and we've worked with civil society and legislatures to backing leadership pipelines like this one. And we don't do this because it's just nice to have, but because it's fundamental to democratic legitimacy and the national progress we so fervently want to see in Nigeria. So Nigeria's future is full of promise, but fully unlocking that promise requires the leadership and the insight and the experience of women, because women are already catalysts in Nigeria's development, leading businesses, running communities, holding families together, mobilizing at grassroots level, and advocating for change even in the most challenging of circumstances. But representation in formal political institutions still lags far behind that reality. That gap is not a reflection of women's ability or ambition. It reflects structural barriers. And that's precisely why initiatives like Hercademy matter so much. But aspiration must be matched by preparation, and women always have to prepare better than men. It's a fact. So do your preparation. Political leadership is demanding. It requires of you confidence, skill, resilience, deep policy understanding, and the ability to navigate power structures that were not designed with you as women in mind. So training, mentoring, and exposure are not optional extras, they are essential. And obviously Hercademy understands this. By combining practical training, legislative simulations, mentorship, and engagement with real-world policy challenges, you've ensured that women are not only inspired to step forward, but ready to lead effectively when they do. And we see the same lesson in the UK. Many of our women leaders across Parliament, local government, public service have benefited from leadership academies, mentoring schemes, and party-based training programs that focus not just on representation, but on readiness. Preparation builds confidence, and confidence changes outcome. This graduation also comes at a powerful moment. Across Nigeria, we've seen remarkable, sustained mobilization by women and allies in support of the Reserved Seats Bill. That advocacy, coordinated, strategic, and persistent, has already shifted the national conversation. Whatever the eventual outcome, the movement has demonstrated something profound. Nigerian women are organized, informed, and determined to claim their rightful place in shaping the nation's future. And the graduates today are part of that story. You represent the leadership bench that will sustain the momentum inside institutions and outside of them. So be bold, but also be prepared. Hold fast to your values and sharpen your skills. Support each other, because progress is never achieved alone, and leadership is rarely a straight path. There'll be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt, but Nigeria needs your voices, your integrity, and your leadership now more than ever. And through thick and thin, remember Eleanor Roosevelt's wisdom from many years ago.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, ably represented by his Deputy Chief of Staff, Mr. Umar, the Switzerland Ambassador to Nigeria, His Excellency Patrick Egloff, the Deputy British High Commissioner, Her Excellency Mrs. Jill Lever, my dear friend, the founder of TOS Foundation Africa, Chief Mrs. Osasu Igbenedion, and her lovely husband, Mr. Nathaniel Oguchi, I think he has already left soon. My dear daughter, kudos, well done, we are proud of you. The representative of the Minister of State for Education, Mrs. Alisa Balogun, the representative of the INEC chairman, Mrs. Akaya Membadu, all the graduates, members of the press, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you all. It is with immense joy and a deep sense of fulfillment that I join you today at the graduation ceremony of the inaugural fellows of the Hercademy Leadership Institute. I heartily congratulate all the amazing graduates gathered here for successfully completing this important leadership and capacity development journey. Today's ceremony is indeed a celebration of clear vision, unwavering courage, remarkable resilience, and the limitless potential of young women when they are given the right opportunities, mentorship, and support system to thrive. No woman. I commend TOS Foundation, Africa, and the Embassy of Switzerland to Nigeria for conceiving and implementing this impactful initiative. Through programs such as Hercademy Leadership Institute, we continue to strengthen the foundation for inclusive leadership, civic participation, economic empowerment, and nationwide building. The objectives of this initiative are both timely and commendable at a time when many young people seek direction, opportunities, and platforms for growth. Hercademy has provided a meaningful avenue for leadership development, confidence building, policy engagement, and personal transformation. Beyond certificates, this program has equipped fellows with the knowledge, network, and value required to become responsible leaders and active contributors to the society. To our graduates, I encourage you to see this moment not at the end of a program, but as the beginning of greater responsibility. The future belongs to individuals who are innovative, self-reliant, solution-driven, and willing to serve humanity with integrity and compassion. You must continue to invest in yourselves, sharpen your skills, and remain committed to excellence in every sphere of life. I also urge you to embrace active participation in governance and public life. Women and young people must not remain in the sidelines of leadership and decision-making processes. Your voices matter, your ideas matter, and your contribution are essential to progress and stability of our nation. Political participation is not only about contesting election, it is also about advocacy, community engagement, policy influence, accountability, and purposeful leadership at every level. In this regard, I wish to specially acknowledge the effort of the 10th National Assembly, particularly the 10th House of Representatives under the leadership of my dear husband, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, PhD, GCON, the People's Speaker, a he for she, the Women's Speaker. In advancing conversations and legislative action aimed at improving women's representation and inclusion in governance, particularly through support for the Special Seats Bill for Women. This important initiative represents a bold and necessary step towards correcting historical gender imbalance and ensuring that more women have meaningful opportunities to contribute to the national development through elected leadership. As a passionate advocate for women, youth, development, and humanitarian service, my commitment through the Fatima Tajuddin Abbas Foundation has always been driven by the desire to restore hope, create opportunities, and uplift vulnerable individuals and communities. Since the establishment of the foundation, we have continued to focus on programs that promote women's economic empowerment, education support, healthcare outreach, digital inclusion, entrepreneurship, and leadership development. Our vision is rooted in the belief that sustainable development can only be achieved when women and young people are empowered with tools, confidence, and opportunities needed to realize their full potential. We remain committed to building strategic partnership and supporting initiatives that inspire transformational leadership and inclusive progress across Nigeria. Having said that, I encourage the graduating fellows once again to uphold and embody the values of excellence, courage, discipline, and service that this program represents. Please, let your success become a source of inspiration to other young women and emerging leaders across our country. As you step into the next phase of our journey, may you continue to grow in wisdom, confidence, and impact. May you become good ambassadors of positive change within your communities, institutions, and the nation at large. I congratulate you all and wish you greater accomplishments in the years ahead. Thank you. God bless women. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Another round of applause for wife of the Speaker, Federal House of Representatives. And we'll take our last remarks from representative of His Excellency, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented by Honorable Minister for Education, who is also unavoidably absent here, but represented by a very capable hand, Mrs. Alisa Balogun. Ladies and gentlemen, we are taking a remark from the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Please welcome her.
Thank you so much. You can sit down, please. Thank you. Permit me to be the third person to stand on the existing protocol. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I am representing, but the good thing is the president is here. He's here both at heart and in his words that we're going to read. That's just to show you how highly placed he cares about women, and has insisted that no matter what happens, there must not be a void today. Somebody has to be here. The minister was supposed to be here herself, but had to be out of town for an emergency and has asked that I should be here. So whatever I'm going to say is actually the mind and the voice. The mind of the president and the voice, actually. I'm just a vessel that he's using to say so. I'll just go straight for want of time. Goodwill message on behalf of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, at the inaugural cohort graduation ceremony of Hercademy Leadership Institute. It is with warm pleasure and a deep sense of honor that I stand before you today as the representative of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, at this historic inaugural cohort graduation ceremony of Hercademy Leadership Institute. I bring you the warmest facilitation and congratulations of Mr. President. Although the demands of state prevent him from being here in person today, he has asked me to convey his goodwill and heartfelt congratulations to the inaugural cohort of the Hercademy Legislative Mentorship Program. It is my pleasure to be here. Your graduation marks the emergence of a new cohort of Nigerian women stepping more firmly into leadership and governance. I commend the Osasu Show, TOS Foundation Africa, for its commitment to advancing gender equity and inclusive governance. The initiative has created a meaningful pathway to equip women with the knowledge and exposure required to participate effectively in legislative and policy processes, thereby strengthening democratic inclusion and addressing long-standing gaps in representation. Establishing a leadership institution is not merely an investment in education. It is an investment in the future of our nation and humanity. The renewed hope agenda of Mr. President underscores a clear commitment to advancing women's empowerment and social development, with a focus on delivering tangible outcomes for women and girls across the country. In this respect, the initiative of TOSF Africa is well aligned with this national vision. The administration of His Excellency remains committed to creating an enabling environment that supports education, innovation, youth empowerment, entrepreneurship, and leadership capacity building. We recognize that this sustainable development depends largely on investments in people and institutions that cultivate excellence. Programs such as these are vital to our national development because they nurture imagination and encourage innovation among participants. They challenge you to think differently about problems and how they can be solved. This ability to imagine new possibilities and translate them into practical solutions is at the heart of the transformational leadership, which requires critical thinking and the capacity to deliver outcomes that respond to real challenges. As pioneers of this institution, history places upon you a unique responsibility. That's to the graduates. You are not merely graduates, you are ambassadors and pathfinders. The standards you set and the values you uphold will shape the identity and legacy of Her Academy for generations to come. It is therefore my pleasure to congratulate all all graduates. Your commitment throughout this program is commendable, and I am confident that the experience you have gained will serve you well. Congratulations once again, and I wish you continued success. On behalf of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I congratulate Her Academy Leadership Institute on this successful inaugural cohort graduation ceremony and formally celebrate the achievements of the graduating class. Thank you all. God bless Her Academy Leadership Institute, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
May I crave your indulgence to remain here, ma'am? Ma'am, please may I crave your indulgence to remain here while other dignitaries join you for a picture session, please. Thank you very much for that wonderful speech, though. Thank you so much. Yeah, may I call upon every dignitary on the high table to join her? What? You want to move this? No. A formal welcome, to formally welcome our graduates into the HLI alumni community, and to coordinate that is Andy Khan. Also, we will roll that into the cutting of cake. We will roll both of them together, and then there is a pleasant coup, though, a pleasant surprise for somebody that is being planned by the fellows themselves, the graduates themselves. So Andy Khan is going to coordinate all of that now. Andy Khan, please.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying till this time and, for celebrating with our fellows. So now it's time to officially induct our fellows into our alumni network. And so to do that, please, I'd ask for all the fellows to join Chief Mrs. Osasu here on stage as well. And also, please, we'd like to invite Ambassador Patrick as well as Mrs. Jill OBE, as well as the cutting of cake. When we say we officially induct you, then you now cut the cake. And so we now officially induct all of you, our fellows, into the Her Leadership Academy Alumni Network.
Thank you, everyone. Wow. I don't even know what to say. I'm so happy today. Hercademy is definitely one of the biggest highlights of my 2026, of our 2026. And this program has been so impactful, so inspiring. So according to Mr. Jara, was it educational? Was it impactful? Was it inspiring? If it was, clock it. So we came together and we said we cannot in good conscience finish being imparted with all of this knowledge and just say thank you with our mouths. We cannot in good conscience not give you a symbolic sign of gratitude. So here from the bottom of our hearts, we, the 2026 cohorts, first set of Hercademy, we are very delighted to present this award to our principal. It is an award in recognition of excellence and leadership achievements. And it says, thank you for believing in us before we believed in ourselves. Thank you so much, Chief Osazu Igbenedion Oguche, for being an inspiration to us. And we also want to let you know that you didn't just build a class or an association, you're building an army. Thank you for bringing us together, like-minded women, ambitious women. We didn't know where to start. We had an idea, but we didn't know where to start. But you gave us not just the route, you gave us the shortcut. In this short time, we have learned and experienced so much that would have taken us years on our own. And we're really grateful for all of this. Thank you so much, Chief. Thank you to the Swiss Embassy. Thank you. So let's present the award. Three bosa for Chief Osasu. Bosa! Bosa! Bosa!
Well, I know Chief Osasu would like to respond, and then I just want to roll that into vote of thanks. Yes, Chief. Sorry, we.
All right. Thank you, ladies, so much. As I said earlier, I am so incredibly proud of you. And I am more hopeful today, being May 15th, 2026, than I was 6 weeks ago, because I know the future of Nigeria is guaranteed to be great, with women like you at the helm of leadership. Thank you for your commitment to bettering yourselves, improving your skills, and your passion for this dear nation. Most of us do not have any other place to call home but here. So we must strap up our boots and fix this country. And thank you for being so audacious enough to do so. May God bless each and every single one of you. Thank you for honoring me. Thank you for honoring the ambassador. And thank you for being women that my daughter can look up to. Because of women like you in leadership, I strongly believe that we will create a society where every girl child can dream of becoming whatever she wants to be, and she'll be able to attain it. In Jesus' name. Congratulations once again. And I'll be amiss if I do not specially recognize our project lead. I know she's been recognized already. Andeka no more. She's probably somewhere putting out a fire. But she's truly been tremendous in putting this program together and sustaining it. It takes a village, as all of you know. No one can build alone. So together at TOS Foundation with Jare, with Cheta, with Nanchi, Andekan, and all the people that would be eyeing me tomorrow for missing their names, Simi, Haruna, Hikmat, you know, I truly do appreciate you guys. There's nothing I would be able to do. We wouldn't be here today without you all. Thank you for letting me drill you to the core and push you to the, you know, to your full potential, because anyone that's working with me knows I have zero desire and zero place for mediocrity. There has to be excellence in everything that we do, and you've exemplified that. So Andekan, well done. Well done. I'm proud of you. And the entire team, as I said, I'm proud of each and every single one of you. God bless you. The cohorts, inaugural cohorts of Hercademy Leadership Institute, to all the fellows, I charge you to go forth and lead with empathy, lead with the brilliance that we know that you possess, and lead with the knowledge that so many people are looking up to you and depending on your leadership to be able to thrive in this year country. God bless you once again, and congratulations.
AIT, sharing the African experience.
I welcome you from one of Malawi's most beautiful beaches here on Likoma Island. Today's episode is all about identity, how we sometimes